No walkover.
The first frame. Ronnie O Sullivan to break.
What it is, it's a match involving the two finest players in the history of the game. One in the commentary box, one on the table. Which one's which? You decide.
Let's not go there, Phil. Yeah, really looking forward to this match. As you say, Michael Holt, one of the few players that's got a decent record against Ronnie O Sullivan, you'd have to say. Poor break off from Ronnie. Straight away a chance to get for Michael to get his hand on the table. These are confidence builders. And just crisply strike this. Black's available to left corner. Beautiful.
One.
So important. Best of 7. And it doesn't really matter who you're playing. It's important to get a great start. But I think for Michael to win this match, he's really got to take these opportunities.
Eight. Nine.
Well, the last time they met in front of the ITV cameras, Holt most certainly did take his opportunities. It was in the first round of the 2016 World Grand Prix. Over an identical distance to this, Holt made breaks of 119
15.
and 88 in establishing a 3-0 lead. O'Sullivan fought back to 3-3, but Holt made 76 to win the decider.
16. $23. 24.
So one more loose red. Imperative that from the next red it gets a nice angle from the black. It's quite a nice bunch to go into. You can see the two reds just at the bottom of the and to the right of the pack. If he gets sort of 31. In the joint between that, the red that's closest to the black and the main bunch, you can really open them. But this is most important shot in the frame so far. Getting a good angle on the black.
32.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not absolutely perfect. I prefer the cue ball just a bit closer to the black cushion, but should be able to bring reds into play here. Yeah, had to miss the contact on those two reds. Had to hit the main bunch. As I said, he's still got a pot.
39.
There's the giant spider on the table in the middle. Really is a very cool arena. Another nicely struck mid-range pot. Now he's got to get the apex red full in the face here. Either side of the red he can lose a cue ball and it'll be end of break. Didn't get it full in the face. And relying on a bit of luck now, which he's had. It's a good start, Phil.
I don't think he's intimidated.
46.
Obviously the cue arm will tighten as the match goes on. But those who underestimate Holt do so at their peril.
$47.
And if being good company was a guarantee of success, well, I think his trophy cabinet would be bulging.
Yeah, sorry Phil, I was just going to say, I think his talent's never been in doubt. He's temperament always has. I think it's definitely improved to what it used to be. It didn't used to take much to sort of put him off out of his focus.
54.
Bringing reds into play after potting this one.
55.
Again, positively played. So you think one good positional shot here, and you can see the way the reds are spread. It's not going to take a very precise positional shot to have a pot at the next red, but I'd like to definitely get the white back down this end of the table, bring it past the blue spot. Not many pots away from winning this first frame, and the way the reds and colours are situated, a miss here could be very costly.
Pink ball.
He's aware of the black. Doesn't want to dip down. Referee Rob Spencer in perfect position to see whether there was any infraction. There wasn't.
$61.
If he's not one of the two reds below the pink, he's a little bit unlucky. Another couple of rolls of the cue ball would have been perfect, and the frame would have been over. This red to left corner, it's definitely trickier. In fact, he's been up and down a couple of times, but there's even a little bit more pressure on it.
62.
Very confidently played. This has been excellent, it really has. All from that poor break-off from Ronnie O Sullivan. What a way to punish that.
Yes, this week, particularly with Sean Murphy's experimentation, there's been a lot of talk about
68.
how you break off. The one thing you don't do, whatever you do, don't hit the blue, they say.
69.
And this is why.
$76. 77. $84. 85.
Of course, he's not a prolific century maker like O'Sullivan, who is. But Holt has made 212 centuries in professional competition, a more than respectable figure.
91. 92. 99. 100.
I mentioned right at the start he was 4-1 against to win this match. If you've taken those odds right now, that
106.
seems like a sound investment.
$107. Blue ball. Michael Holt, 107, and the first frame.
No total clearance, but really Michael Holt could not have wished for anything better. What a way to get the match underway. A century break. All Ronnie O Sullivan did was break off. But I think at this juncture, it's worth mentioning that Ronnie O Sullivan hasn't beaten Michael Holt on the Pro Tour since 2007. Second round of the UK Championship.
One.
Another poor break off, you'd have to say. Okay, the cue ball wasn't too bad, but Sullivan was able to get the tip of the cue to the middle of the cue ball, so I was able to guide it round the back of the black, putting that lovely long red. How will Ronnie punish the opening shot by his opponent? You always talk about trying to put your stamp of authority on a match early. Michael Holt's done that. If it was a boxing match, he got the first punch in. How's Ronnie going to reply?
Five.
Coming round to see where to leave the cue ball. Obviously this red, you'd love to get rid of to the left of the black, open up the black to both corner pockets. Similar kind of shape of bunch of reds to the previous frame, with those two reds just at the right hand side at the back. Just not come far enough. And this on the main screenshot looks quite simple, this red, but it's more acute angle than you think. You don't want to be putting these in at pace.
13.
There's been a few missed far jaw this week so far. No problem.
Sometimes when this happens, and a referee of course has to take his time putting the pin closest to its own spot,
90.
it can break O'Sullivan's rhythm, but there's nothing he can do about it.
$20.
Wasn't it fantastic to see him come good at the Crucible in August?
No. Getting close to my record. I'm only joking.
25. $26.
Yeah, it was an incredible performance. Those last three frames in the semi-final against Selby were just amazing. because he did look down and out at that stage, but he just found something. And then of course the final was never in doubt.
The second oldest world champion.
30.
Turns 45 in early December next month. Oh,
Ronnie O Sullivan. 31.
not his best.
Normally when pots are this thin, as in this one, there's a slight deceleration through the cue ball. There's red pots. The only problem if he misses it, he can leave it over the pocket. That safely in. Played as a shot to nothing. No prizes for guessing what's coming up next. It's quite a big target, the bunch of reds, so laying a snooker might not be the optimum shot here. He may choose to rather put the cue ball tight in the baulk cushion and force Ronnie to play a proper shot. I think this is the right shot.
Michael Holt won.
Yep, I agree with that. Although he's played it too well, and he's still going to have to play off a cushion into the bunch.
Exquisite shot. Now Sullivan and Selby are very different players, very different people. But that's one thing they share, that ability to play perfectly weighted, perfectly judged snooker escapes.
Well, helped by a little brush off the brown ball there. The cue ball is now finished in a very good position for Michael Holt. That's a wonderful shot, really is. Okay, the cue ball's not tight in the baulk cushion, but Ronnie was when he played the shot. Still managed to get that wide angle off the red. Played that shot with lots of right hand side, check side, but the only problem playing that shot, check side takes the pace, takes the momentum off the cue ball. And you have to hit it quite hard, taking the cue ball back to the baulk cushion. Just let Ronnie get his hand on the table. And that's what will happen more often than not.
A beautifully timed red. And having seen this table and the way it plays, I get the feeling if O'Sullivan does get into the groove, he will really appreciate it.
Again, another beautiful
6.
positional shot. You can see the cue ball arc through that gap of the reds. And watch the cue ball. The screw grabs on it. It just arcs round to create a wider angle.
7.
That's not the best shot he's ever played though. Obviously played for blue to right middle. I fully expect it to be one apiece by the time Ronnie's finished with this table.
12. $30.
That red would have been dead straight, but managed to force an angle to get top side of the blue.
$80. $90. $25. $26.
Playing this with a little trace of right hand side possibly. Well, the first two frames have been dominated really by each player. I'll say Ronnie's not made the century break, but this frame's been all about him really.
Yes, already you get the feeling this is going to be a really good way to get day 4 of this Champion of Champions off the ground.
He's looked pretty sharp, you have to say. Right from that opening long red off the Michael Holt break.
$47.
Long pot success.
48.
5 out of 5, 100%. There was a time during that World Championship win where his long potting was way off. And if that part of his game is on fire, then
55.
tough player to beat.
56.
Because it doesn't matter how badly you would think he plays, he still scores. So if the long game and the safety game's working, then yeah, virtually unplayable.
63. 65.
And also, if he's got the patience to play the safety game, sometimes he is self-destructive. The attitude looks good here, though.
Foul.
That was
Michael
on purpose, I believe.
Ronnie O Sullivan, 65 on the frame.
It mattered not. Ronnie O Sullivan's enough on the green was purely academic. Breaks of 31 and 65, and very swiftly he's back on level terms at 1 frame each. Especially here at the Champion of Champions,
Ronnie O Sullivan to break.
He's grown to love. Are we going to see O'Sullivan twice today in 2 different contests? First, he has to clear the hurdle supplied by Michael Holt.
And again, not the best break off. Cue ball's just that awkward distance away from the cushion. Made the bridge slightly uneasy, but no problem.
What?
Another very solid long pot. pot success at the moment. Michael Holt 97%, Ronnie O Sullivan 94%. Very impressive start to this match. Not sure if the black's available to left corner. I'm going to have a look now. Obviously that's what we want to play off this red. If not, we have to go for the blue. But obviously the black goes, because he'd be playing the red to the right, the one he's playing.
7.
So, good chance this. Already made a century break in the first frame, so we know he's in the groove. The red that's furthest to the left of your screen, that's the one that's causing a little bit of problem here, getting on the red above the black. That red wasn't there, this would be a simple positional shot. Maybe following through off 2 cushions. Instead he's had to force the cue ball for red to the right hand side of the table.
$40. Michael Holt, 14.
Missed so many balls to the middle pockets, far jaw. Let's see if it runs straight. Yep, it was never in. A few comments about they cut the pockets, the middle pockets, but at the end of the day, the middle of the pocket is in the same place, whatever table you're playing on.
One.
Michael Holt missed that red. He's left Ronnie, the red that Ronnie potted, left him at an absolutely perfect angle. Just
8.
to nudge that red away from the black. Had 2 excellent opening frames from both players, but the first sign of weakness has come from Michael Holt. Isn't that easy red? You don't want to show weakness against Ronnie, do you?
No, sir.
16.
Holt this season, a couple of last 32s in the European Masters and English Open, on both occasions losing out to Judd Trump. In the English Open, he should have won. He was 3-1 ahead.
17.
Eventually, Trump came back to win 4-3.
As you can see, he's finished a little bit straight on the black.
Thank you. 23. 24. 31. 32.
Just a stun into the reds, missed the pink. Caught the pink. Not been happy about that. And that's why he's not ideal
39.
on a red. Similar kind of red than the one Michael Holt missed to left middle. He's got possibly can play it to far left corner. If it's straight, it's got nothing to do with the cue ball. Just leave it where the red is. He's got the pink. Tries to come back for the black. Beautifully struck.
That's the key with him technically. He gets through the cue ball. I think better than any man who's ever picked up a cue. Present company accepted, of course.
47.
He's up for this though. You can see it in his face, the way he's working out which red to play.
$55.
He is a winner.
$56.
I think sometimes Philly's shot choice can be, you know, a bit aggressive, but I don't think he ever
63.
doesn't want to win when he's at the snooker table. Probably a silly thing to say, but a lot of people comment that he doesn't look like he wants to win, but he always does. But this is from that first shot when he flicked the red away from the black.
70.
This has looked pretty ominous.
71.
As I suspected and said, I think this table and O'Sullivan could be a match made in heaven.
78.
He knew the importance, the significance of heavily punishing Holt's mistake.
$85. $86.
That's a shame,
Yeah,
just when
Ronnie
we were
O'Sullivan,
beginning to
86
think we were going to see yet another century from Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's not forthcoming, but a break of 86 is more than sufficient. O'Sullivan lost the opening frame, but now he's in front at 2-1. And it's been watchable.
Managed to hide or not leave a red to that right corner pocket this time. That's left a possible pot to the left corner. This does need good cueing.
One.
Quite good at snooker, Phil, isn't he?
Just a rumour. That's 4 break-offs now, and 4 pots immediately after those break-offs.
5.
Again, struck beautifully. Just come too far though. You knew you had the choice of these two reds.
6.
Now, if it's straight on the green, it's just a direct screw back for that red next to the black. But how straight it is. Yeah, it was straight, and he cued it straight.
9.
Just got to judge this cannon. It's a little bit awkward. I'd like to play it to cannon the black on and off the cushion, but I may not have the angle to do that. Yeah, it was, but he knew the cue ball was always going to be tight to the cushion. These are awkward. You have to give these your full attention. No problem.
$70. 80.
Not able to avoid the main bunch here, playing the red to left corner.
25.
So a couple of ways of playing this, but because he's not 100% sure where the cue ball is going to go, he's going to play the straight red to far left corner.
26.
So the way Ronnie plays, he always likes to know exactly where the cue ball is going to go. He doesn't really want to leave any positional shot to chance.
33. 34. 41.
It wasn't the best shot. You see him mouthing to himself sarcastically, a good shot. He knew he didn't hit that bunch properly.
$42.
Just potted that as if it was hanging over the pocket.
When it comes to these recovery blues, he's normally dynamite. Not the cleanest, that's why the cue ball travelled a little more than he wanted it.
47.
Almost overcut the blue, and he potted it into the middle of the pocket. This red would have been much straighter.
$48.
After losing the first frame to a century break from his opponent, he's
54.
He's just taken charge of this match.
$55.
Michael Holt has basically made one mistake. He missed that easy red to left middle, and that's about it. That's about all he's done wrong.
63.
One thing I have noticed, and I'm sure O'Sullivan has as well, he's had a couple of big bounces off that right-hand side cushion. Not scuppered him yet, but he'll be aware of that.
70.
You know, in the
71.
tabloid media over the years, he's often talked about maybe having a stint in the jungle. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. I don't think it would work because the spiders
Ronnie O
and
Sullivan, 71.
the snakes would be frightened of him the way he's playing. Even though that crack has gone astray, Michael Holt has seen enough. Ronnie O Sullivan, playing beautifully, leads 3-1. The first 4 frames here have taken just over 40 minutes.
Little exhale from Ronnie O Sullivan. Again, he's left this red, right corner. More pressure on it now though, 3-1 down. Yeah, it's getting to that stage. Michael knows his next mistake could be his last.
One.
Straight away, he's looking at the red next to the black. Okay, not this time, but that's the one he wants to get rid of.
6. 7.
It's very early, but Michael Holt may have played his last shot in this match.
$40. 50.
'In all professional competitions, O'Sullivan's appeared in over 200 quarterfinals. Could this be another added to the list?
$23.
Use every bit of the pocket there.
30. 31.
It's at times like this, Stephen, when commentators are glad they don't get paid by the hour. This could be over in no time.
Thank you. 37. 38.
Looking at Michael Holt in his chair, and he's kind of got a wry smile on his face. He's started this match so well. And literally made, well, 2 mistakes now. Obviously the red in the middle was the bad one. And then the opening red in this frame.
45.
Which, you know, was never an easy shot, especially at 3-1 down, but
46.
it's just been, well, systematically taken apart since that first frame. He's going to get another shot. Couldn't have hit that bunch any
49.
better. But they've just stuck together.
No, it's not, Ronnie.
No touching ball.
Ronnie O Sullivan. 49.
But now O'Sullivan within touching distance of victory. Left-handed, stretching over a little. Tip of the toe on the floor. But still it goes in.
1.
And now the writing really is on the wall in capital letters.
Eight. 9.
This match is going to be over
60.
inside 50 minutes.
70.
Even by O'Sullivan standards. This is glorious to watch.
$24. 25.
Well, it's official, the Holt run of success against
32.
O'Sullivan. He beat him 3 times in 2016.
33.
Is over.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful display since that first frame.
39.
He's looked sharp. Okay,
40.
no century breaks, but hasn't looked like missing.
46. 47.
Slightly dubious prize for the winner of the next match to have to play Ronnie tonight, Phil.
54. 55.
Well, you could say poison chalice, although Mark Allen has beaten him at the Crucible. He can beat him here over the best of 11 frames. Of course he can. Former Masters champion. And Scott Donaldson, in winning the Championship League earlier this year, played some really nice snooker also. As for Michael
66.
Holt, though, his participation in the Champion of Champions, his debut in this event has been overshadowed by the brilliance of his
65.
incomparable opponent.
$69. 74. $80. 87 the frame in the match.
It's not rocket science to tell you